What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing some more spicy triple bug action in the Open Great League, this time featuring battles submitted by Dneiderhofer, who is running Crustle, Durant and Ninjask. Now I've personally never seen a Durant or Ninjask in the Go Battle League, so I'm sure most people won't have a clue what moves they can run, so this should be really entertaining. With that being said, let's just get into the question of the day. What's the most underrated bug type Pokemon for the Go Battle League? Let me know in the comment section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so going into the first battle, we lead Crustle into Mantine, so this should be pretty good for our lead, although they are running Bubble, so they're hitting full super effective damage. They're going to go for a Bubble Beam straight away. We will be able to live this, so we're going to let the first one go through, and now they swap into Chestnut. We can come in with our Ninjask here, and we should be able to completely wall it, double resisting all the charge moves and the fast move as well, and we can go for an Aerial Ace, typically a bad move, but this will easily one-shot the Chestnut, so they do have to respect the damage. We are now going to shield this move up, and it is a superpower, so they've now debuffed their attack and defense. We should be able to live another move if they choose to shield again, and they do choose to shield there, so we are now going to let this move go through here. They go for another superpower, and we are barely not able to get to the Aerial Ace. That is really unfortunate. We're now going to come in with the Durant here, and we should be able to live this fine, so we're going to let it go through. They are debuffed, and now let's see what the opponent wants to do. They come back in with the Mantine here, and we're able to make it to the Stone Edge at the last second, and this will be enough damage to take out the Mantine. They've got Galvantula in the back. We're going to overfarm. We've actually got the move loaded on Crustle already, so we can just swap out, go for the Rock Side, take out the Galvantula, and we're able to take that game. Into the next battle, we see a Crustle into Unreleased Stunfisk, so not the best lead matchup for us, as they do resist the rock typing. We're going to let the first move go through. They go for a Mud Bomb, and now we swap into our Durant, and the opponent's probably just going to go for another Mud Bomb here, as it did get a buff this season. We're now going to go for an X-Scissor, not going to do an awful lot of damage in all honesty, as Unreleased Stunfisk is a very bulky Pokemon. We should be able to live another Mud Bomb, but we might shield it. No, we choose to let it go through, and unfortunately they will be able to Thunder Shock farm us down, so not ideal. We're going to come back in with the Crustle here, go for the X-Scissor, and once again this still probably won't take them out, and we are going to let this go through as well. Another Mud Bomb landing. This Unreleased Stunfisk is putting in so much work, and unfortunately they do make it to another Mud Bomb before we get the farm down or reach the X-Scissor. Now we do finally take out the Stunfisk, and they come in with a B-Drill, so we're going to go straight for that Rock Slide, should grab the final shield from the opponent, and now we come in with our Ninjask. This should just be an X-Scissor or a Drill Run, so we can let it go through. It is just the X-Scissor, and we can go for an Aerial Ace. Not a great move, but a very attack-weighted Pokemon, and it does one-shot the B-Drill. They've got Lantern in the back, though, and unfortunately, yeah, not a lot we could have done there, so I think we end the recording early. But into the next battle, we see Lantern in the lead this time around. For some reason, they swap into a Ferrothorn instead of staying in this matchup. I'm not sure why that was, but we're going to swap out. We catch a move onto our Durant, and the opponent actually goes for Mirror Shot there, so that would have been super effective up against the Crustle, but it is resisted by the Steel typing of Durant. We can let this move go through. They go for Power Whip this time. That's double resisted, so probably worse to go for the Power Whip there, although I'm not sure, as Mirror Shot doesn't do an awful lot of damage. They do make it to one final charge move, but that does not matter whatsoever. Mirror Shot not going to do much, although they do get the attack drop. That might be significant as they come in with a Pelipper here. We're going to go for the Stone Edge. I think we're double debuffed, but it still does huge damage. We swap into Crustle, we get the Snipe, and the opponent just concedes the match there. So not the fastest reactions from the opponent's end, and we're able to take that. But into the next battle, we see Knocked Out in the lead. This is exactly where we need to see it with this team. We can let this move go through, and we will let it go through. Just a Sky Attack, and now we're going to bait with an X-Scissor. I don't know if this is really worth it, but we do grab that shield anyway, so that's fine. And now we should be able to make it to a Rock Slide if we shield here. So they go for the Sky Attack, and we actually do get the full farm down, which is even better. We're now going to go for the Rock Slide into a Lantern that comes in. And we do grab the final shield from the opponent as well. We're going to come in with the Durant. We can let the first move go through. That should be absolutely fine, and we will I don't know if we're going to go for the X Scissors or go for the Stone Edge here. We're going to go straight for that Stone Edge, and this will do a lot of damage, and it looked like a CMP tie as well, which it is. So now I assume we're going to let the Durant go down. Yep, Surf will take us out, and now we come in with our Ninjask here, and we are going to overfarm. We're actually going to go for the full farm down. I like this play, and we're going to see what the opponent has in the back after we get the farm down. They've got a Bomber Snow. We can go for the Aerial Ace here. This will do big damage to the Bomber Snow. And now we can go for Aerial Ace number 2, and this will be enough damage to take them out here, and we take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we lead Crustle into Talonflame. Absolutely great lead. They swap into Blastoise, we swap into Durant, and this is actually not looking too good for us. This looks like the Blastoise will be able to fully farm us down in the 2-shield scenario. So we're going to go for the X-Scissor here, and we should barely outpace them to the next X-Scissor as they're reaching a Hydro Cannon, and we get there in time. It looks like it's a CMP tie as well. The opponent chooses to double shield, and at this point I think we just have to let Durant go down. We're not going to be able to flip this matchup or maintain it, so we come in with the Ninjask, and I think we're just going to commit to 1 shield and fully farming them down. That way we'll come out with a ton of loaded energy, so if the Talonflame does come back in, we can go for that Shadow Ball. But we're going to overfarm and then swap into the Crustle. We get off 2 smackdowns. That does so much damage, and that should put them into range where Shadow Ball will basically take them out, so that's quite nice for us. The opponent quite slow to swap out of that matchup. The opponent's now going to go for a Frenzy Plant. That takes out the Crustle. We've already got 100 energy. We recognize that, so there's no point over farming. Going to go for the Aerial Ace, take out Survivor, and now we can go, or Superior, sorry. And now we go for the Shadow Ball. It does take out the Talonflame, and we take that game. Into the next battle, we see Crustle into Lantern, so once again, not the best lead. This time the opponent doesn't swap out of this matchup, so we'll see how it does play out. We are going to let the Surf go through. That does quite a lot of damage. We're now going to bait with an X-Scissor. I don't know about this because, well, actually they do shield it up, so I guess that's fine. And we do make it to another X-Scissor just about in time, so maybe that is the right play, what do I know. And that does quite a lot of damage as well. We're now going to come in with the Durant here, let the first move go through. We probably have to shield 1 more, but we should be able to fully farm them down. Although they go for the Thunderbolt, they do just barely make it to a last second Surf. Actually, that's another Thunderbolt. But we're able to shield that up. They come in with a quick attack Victini. Now, a fire type into a steel bug is usually an absolute nightmare, but we might be able to make it to the Stone Edge before they get the farm down. And now this will one-shot the Victini. They've got a Swampert in the back. We've got a shield advantage. They need to make it to back-to-back Hydro Cannons, but we make it to the Shadow Ball first, and that one-shots the Shadow Swampert, and we take that game. So going into the next battle, we see Crustle into Vigoroth, a fairly neutral matchup here as counters are neutral and so are these Smackdowns. We're going to go straight for an X-Scissor here. They do have to go for Bulldoze as a Body Slam would be resisted by the Rock typing. They're actually going to bank a ton of energy and swap into Lantern. So that's actually quite a nice play by the opponent, knowing that the energy is going to be a lot better against a different Pokemon rather than throwing Bulldoze or resisted Body Slams. We're now going to let the Surf go through, come in with the Durant, and we will need to tank 1 charge move, but we should be able to make it to a Stone Edge in time. They go for a Thunderbolt, so they're going to be 5 away. We're actually going to not commit to the Stone Edge here, go for the X-Scissor instead, and that's not going to be enough damage to take them out. At this point, I think we just put 2 shields into our Ninjask in the end game, so we're going to come in with it here. We should be able to get the Fury Cutter farm down. This Vigoroth does have a ton of energy, so we're probably going to have to double shield in this matchup. But I think we're going to be happy to do so and just hope we can sweep with the Ninjask in the end game. We're able to see that they've got a Cherrim in the back, and this is going to be a Fire Weather Ball. It's going to do a lot of damage, but these Bullet Seeds are double resisted, so we should be able to survive here. We go for the Aerial Ace, and we make it to another Aerial Ace in time. This hopefully is enough damage to take out the Cherrim, and we get the Fury Cutter farm down up against the Vigoroth, and we take that game. Into the next battle, straight into it, and we see an Alolan Raichu in the lead. We're going to go for an X-Scissor straight away, and this will grab an early shield from the opponent. Now, they've overfarmed quite a lot. They might go for back-to-back Wild Charges here, but we call it bait, and it's just a Brick Break. And now, do we want to shield here, or will we let it go down? It actually doesn't take us out, but unfortunately we don't get the new mechanic, and X-Scissor is not able to be activated. Then I come in with an Ampharos. So are they running like a triple electric team? That would be quite funny. Triple bugs into triple electric. We go for the X-Scissor, grabbing a shield from the opponent, and we win CMP up against the Ampharos, getting to a final X-Scissor. But that barely doesn't take out the Ampharos, which is really unfortunate. We're now going to let Brutal Swing go through. That takes us out. We come in with the Ninjask here, and they've got a Tropius in the back. We throw on alignment, expecting them to go for a Leaf Blade straight away. That is really significant in this matchup, because they will now be able to outpace us to back-to-back Leaf Blades, and now we have to use both shields here, and if we don't get the Fury Cutter farm down up against the Ampharos, then they will be able to get off another Brutal Swing to take us out. So it's really going to depend. They get the new mechanic there, and unfortunately this Brutal Swing will take us out, and we do lose that game. So definitely could have won that one if we didn't throw on alignment, and we would have been able to take out the Tropius before they got to the second Leaf Blade. But into the next battle we see Double. The opponent swaps and catches the X-Scissor onto Jellicent. Really good play by the opponent. We're now going to come in with the Ninjask here, and we will be able to make it to a Shadow Ball before they reach their Shadow Ball, or at the same time, but they go for a Bubble Beam bait. We're just going to go for that Shadow Ball. Do they know about the Shadow Ball? They don't, and we one-shot the Jellicent even with the debuff. We're now going to let this move go through. It is the Body Slam, and we make it to an Aerial Ace just about in time before they farm us down, and the opponent chooses to shield. They've seen Shadow Ball already. They have no clue what the other charge move is, and they respect the damage. We're now going to come in with the Crustle here. The opponent goes for the payback. It does a lot of damage, and they're already at another Body Slam. This is some insane spam from the Double. They take us out. We come in with the Durant here, and we will be able to get the farm down before they make it to another payback, and they have got a Meganium in the back. This should be a very comfortable win now. We go for the X-Scissor. That does a lot of damage, and they need to get to back-to-back Earthquakes here, or at least Frenzy Plant and Earthquake. That was never happening, so the opponent just lets himself get farmed down. Into the next battle, we see Shadow Venomoth in the lead. Very nice spice pick from the opponent. They swap into Kingdra. We're a little slow with our swap, but we swap into Durant eventually. They go for Octazooka, and they get the debuff, which is really unfortunate. We're now just going to go for an X-Scissor here. The opponent's probably going to try and regain switch advantage here, so we do go for another X-Scissor into the Kingdra, and we grab both shields from the opponent. So we've got a 2 shield advantage, although we're very likely going to have to use a shield here just to respect the damage from an Outrage. Even Octazooka probably does a lot of damage to Ninjask, but they don't get the debuff this time around, and that is awesome. They're going to come back in with the Shadow Venomoth. We go for the Aerial Ace here, and Aerial Ace one-shots the Venomoth, and they just concede the match there. They had a Lantern that did actually core break both Crustle and Ninjask, but they were having none of it, and they just concede the match. Into the next battle, we see a Pelipper in the lead. They save swap into an Escavalier. We're going to go for that Rock Slide, grabbing a shield, and then swapping into Ninjask. And unless they're running Aerial Ace, we should resist everything here. They go for Drill Run. That is triple resisted, by the way. And now we can overfarm, winning CMP as well with the Aerial Ace. Great timing. We take out the Escavalier. They've got Trevenant, and we're just going to go for the Shadow Ball, throwing, I think that was another CMP tie, and Shadow Ball does grab a shield, and it is the CMP tie, so great timing from this trainer. They go for the Seed Bomb. That is double resisted, but it does take us out. We can come in with the Durant. They come in with a Pelipper. We're going to shield this up, and we should be able to make it to a Stone Edge just before they make it to the next Weather Ball, and we're going to throw it here just before they get there. Stone Edge takes out the Pelipper, and now the opponent is going to throw another charge move. We're going to shield this up, and we should be able to just Bug Bite farm them down, or just go straight for the X-Scissor. Either way, doesn't matter, and X-Scissor will be able to take out the Trevenant, and we take that game. So going into the next battle, we see a Shiftry in the lead, shiny as well. We're going to stay in initially. Honestly, I would swap out here because we got 2 Pokemon that have bug type fast moves that would deal so much fast move pressure, but the opponent swaps into their Lantern. So we're probably just going to stay in, let the Crustle go down. We don't really care too much about it. And the opponent does throw just before we make it to a second X-Scissor, so good timing by the opponent. We're going to come in with the Durant here, and they will make it to probably a Thunderbolt here. Nope, just a surf this time around. Every single time I'm calling what the lantern throws, I'm wrong. But we go for the X-Scissor, we take out the lantern. They come in with a knocked out. We need to land the Stone Edge here. They're going to go for the farm down, and we get to the Stone Edge. That's absolutely massive. And Stone Edge does so much damage to the knocked out, and now we can shield this up, and hopefully we can Fury Cutter farm them down before Sky Attack number 2. They actually swap into the Shift Tree. We get the farm down with the Fury Cutters, and we take out the knocked out there, and we take that game. So we definitely won that game because the opponent had no clue what moves Durant can learn. Into the next battle, we see a Greedent in the lead. We're going to let this move go through. Just a body slam. It is resisted, so that's fine with us. We're now going to go for the rock side. This will do a lot more damage than the X-Scissor, and it does connect, so that's great for us. The opponent going to go for another charge move, and they are throwing the crunch this time around, but that's fine. We should be able to... Oh, we barely miss out on the smackdown farm down. We're just going to let it go down here, and unfortunately Body Slam barely takes us out. We come in with the Durant, and let's see what the opponent has. They've got an Ice Fang Shadow Feraligatr, so a very spicy pick. You love to see it. We go for the X-Scissor, and X-Scissor does grab a shield from the opponent. We're going to shield up the crunch as they get the defense drop as well, but we should be able to fully fast move farm them down. And they've got a Ferrothorn in the back, so this is looking pretty good for us. We can go for that X-Scissor. X-Scissor going to grab the final shield, and now we swap and we catch a move onto Ninjask. It's just a mirror shot, so once again, opponent running mirror shot, kind of strange, but it is what it is. We can let this next mirror shot go through, although we will shield it anyways. They get the attack drop, which is unfortunate. We can now go for a Shadow Ball, and this will do a lot of damage, even with the debuff. And if they do manage to take us out here, well, they're not going to, but we could have just come in with the Durant and farm them down, but we're able to take that game. Into the next battle, we see a Raikou in the lead, so very spicy from the opponent. They swap into a Frost Breath Lapras, so this is definitely not the fast move you want to run. You want to run either Ice Shard, which is Legacy, so understandable if you don't want to use an Elite TM, or you could run Water Gun, which is not Legacy and obviously has different coverage, but is also quite good. We go for the X-Scissor here, grabbing a shield, grabbing both shields actually, and we're able to get the farm down as well. They come in with Meganium. We can go for the X-Scissor here, and we'll probably just let them farm us down. And now we can come in with the Ninjask. We completely wall Meganium. There is literally nothing they can do to touch us whatsoever. They go for the Frenzy Plant, does nothing, and the opponent just concedes the match there. Don't know what they had in the back, but they were having none of it. And into the next battle, we see Crustle into a knocked out, and the opponent will be able to get to a Sky Attack before we get to a move, but I think they threw straight away, giving us a full smackdown through, and now we're going to bait once again. And yeah, once again, not too sure about this bait, but we do grab the shield here, and once again, probably going to be able to shield once and then fully farm them down, or we might just let it go. We're going to let it go down, and now we come in with the Durant, and we do get the farm down just before they reach Sky Attack number 3. The opponent comes in with a Whiscash. We might try and catch a Mud Bomb onto our Ninjask. I feel like that is the play here, so let's see. We're not able to catch the first one. We're going to let this move go through. They go for the Mud Bomb. We do live that, and now we can go for another X-Scissor in time before they get to Mud Bomb number 2. X-Scissor does land, and they are now at the Mud Bomb. We're going to let this go through. Mud Bomb takes us out. We come in with the Ninjask here, and what do they have in the back? They've got a Venusaur, so this is going to be a great game for the Ninjask. We can go for the Aerial Ace, and this Aerial Ace will grab the final shield from the opponent. We've got both our shields remaining. We might even choose to flex. No, we don't flex. We go and shield the Sludge Bomb. We can go for Aerial Ace number 2, and from this range, Aerial Ace takes out the Venusaur, and we take that game. So going into the next battle, Crustle into Lantern once again. Probably going to play this out exactly the same. Just go for an X-Scissor straight away. Let the Surf go through and commit no shields. So they go for the Surf there. That does quite a lot of damage, and we're actually going to go for the Rock side this time around. I do agree with this. We only get to one charge move, and we do grab the shield here, although they will be able to get a massive farm down, but instead they choose to give up switch advantage, swapping into their Girafarig. We come in with the Ninjask here. They could go for Thunderbolt, so we do actually not respect the damage, and it's just a Psychic Fang, so good call by this trainer. We're going to go for the Aerial Ace, and that will take out Girafarig. They come back in with the Lantern, and we're forcing them to throw their energy, although they did overfarm quite a bit. We're actually going to shield this up, and we do make it to the Shadow Ball in time, although they are very likely to shield this up. and they do commit their final shield. We come in with the Durant. We should be able to fully bug bite farm them down. We do shield up the Thunderbolt, which is huge as they don't get to another charge move, and they've got a Yan Mega in the bag. Unfortunately for Yan Mega, they're going to be hit with a Stone Edge, double super effective damage, and it does take them out. But into the next battle, we see Costa in the lead. This is really bad, especially if they're running Rock Throw, because they're dealing super effective damage to our entire team. We're only going to make it to one move here, so we do go for that Rock Slide, but they very likely shield this up. But they throw their energy straight away, so that's fine. They are running Liquidation, so that is a new move for Costa, so pretty cool to see. We come in with the Durant, and actually no, we don't take super effective here because we are part steel. We take them out with the X-Scissor. They come in with Confusion Victini, and now we're able to go for another X-Scissor into the Victini. This will be neutral damage, so it would chunk a fair bit. We're going to swap here. That was not meant to be a catch, so we are going to shield it up. V-Create will do so much damage, and now the opponent comes in with a Greedent here, and they're running Tackle, which is not great because, of course, we do double resist the Bullet Seed damage, but Tackle is really going to chunk. We're actually going to shield the Body Slam here, and we will be able to overfarm just a little bit, go for the Aerial Ace here, and from this range, I think Aerial Ace will be enough to take out the Greedent, and now we're going to force them to throw their energy. If they don't, then we can go for the Aerial Ace, and Aerial Ace will be enough to take out the Victini, and we take that game. And into the final battle of this video, we see Emolga in the lead. Great lead to see. The opponent is going to stay in initially, at least, and they're going to go for a discharge straight away. We are going to let this move go through. They're probably likely weak to Crustle in the back. They come in with Cradilly here, and they can go for these Rock Sides. They are going to be neutral, and Rock Side, actually no, they're running Stone Edge still. So interesting moveset from the opponent. We're going to go for the X-Scissor, and X-Scissor nearly takes them out, but we do get the farm down, which is nice. They come back in with Emolga. We can go for X-Scissor number 2, and this will do some nice chip damage. It is resisted. We actually grab a shield from the opponent. And yeah, X-Scissor might have taken them out there, probably not, but it would have taken them very low. They go for discharge number 2, and they've got a Dugong in the back. We are going to bait with an X-Scissor, and the opponent lets it go through, so that might have been a mistake. We come in with the Ninjask, and we are going to shield this up. We're going to have to shield. The Crustle is incredibly low, but we're going to go for an Aerial Ace bait. We're debuffed, but we do grab the shield there, which is massive, and now the opponent is going to throw their energy just before we make it to another charge move. Icy Wind takes us out, but can we get... No, I thought we needed to commit to the Rock Slide there. We go for the X-Scissor. It doesn't take them out, but we do get the farm down, and we still get the farm down up against Emolga, and we take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And as for my response, I'm going to go with Pinsir. It's a Pokemon you don't see pretty much at all, but having access to close combat or even superpower gives it really strong coverage, and if the opponents don't respect that damage, you can take those steel types by surprise. So I think it is a really good Pokemon. If you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.